Okay, so we are finally almost done with the flip, and it's been now 136 days. So we are behind around 20 something days. That's okay. Again, we have planned around 10 months for this to be done. We're expecting 7, now 8, but again, it is what it is. So as you can see, almost everything is getting finished. We put the beam, exposed beam. It's gonna look kind of like an industrial thing going on. Kitchen is coming now, probably tomorrow. We still need to do windows. So windows are gonna come and also be done. Yeah, there we go. And bathrooms are done. So bathrooms is pretty dope. Let me show you. So this is one of the bathrooms. Pretty big, I would say. I believe that here is where we're gonna put the laundry machine as well. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous tile. Toilet, cabinetry. As you can see, plaster is almost done, but we haven't painted. So painting is also coming, but that's after. Let me see what else. This room is also done, but I don't know if anything shows. Let me see if I can. If I can put this right here and see if I have some sort of connection. Yeah, just trying to. Well, this one doesn't work, and that's fine. So we are going to see if this works. So yeah, essentially we have the bathroom already done, fixed. Everything should be up and going. The fixtures are at the end, so that's coming. Yeah, so this property, we are now around $90,000 in on construction costs, right? That is not counting the money that you have to give for the down payment. It's not counting the money that you have to give for the closing costs. It's not counting any of that. So what we're expecting now is selling costs of around, holding costs around $22,000. So $2,000 estimated interest payment on the hard money loan, plus around $16,000 for a 3% commission on the real estate agent, right? We have someone who's gonna lend us their license or whatever, he's gonna use the license. What does that mean? There's a lot of costs associated with doing a flip. So I'll give you some of them so you can kind of like realize what it is. So we bought this property for $300,000, $290,000. At that point, we then go and pay around $17,000 to actually get the property. And then after that, we pay the 20% or something or so. Everything came out to around $90,000. Right, so that's the first hit, bam. After that, I have on myself, I have around, let's say $30,000, $40,000, and we start the work for the house. So what does that entail, right? What does that work entail? We start off with the roof. The roof was in a complete mess. I don't know if you guys have seen videos that I post on Instagram or something else, but the roof was a mess. One of the biggest things, I didn't even expect that to be. There were holes everywhere. We budgeted $12,000 for the roof, but it came out to around $15,000, $16,000 because there was more damage than what we needed and what we expected. Probably shouldn't be walking so much. Probably makes people. Let me see this. Does this work? Okay. Yeah. So we finished the roof. Roof is good. Now the property is secured. Then we start demo on the whole property. We got the demo going for around $6,000, and those $6,000, it was way too cheap for the work that was done. That was the first time that I saw the workers fighting with each other. A contractor subcontracted somebody else, right? And then that somebody else subcontracted somebody else. That somebody else were the boys that came. They got played. They got charged like $3,000 to take out. It was a $7,000 job. So quickly, we started losing money, right? We were like 1 week behind. So then that's when we started like, yo, this is where like you need to start asking for money back, right? Because now they're making you lose money. And at some point you have to be like, I'm not gonna give you more work. And do you want this, right? And it's like, nah. We agreed on, so we paid the guy $6,000, but he paid the other workers $3,000. So he pocketed $3,000. And then what ended up happening was that the workers came back and they were like, yo, we need more money. And it just started becoming a problem. They started talking to me. They started telling me exactly what happened. And I was like, oh, there we go. So now you kind of start seeing like the subcontracting and how people actually work. And all of this is done by favors, by the way. So the more work you have, the more they're willing to work with you to get better prices, right? So if you're someone who has a house and you want to do a work, they'll highball you. They'll be like, let's say for a bathroom, they'll be like $12,000 to do one bathroom. That's what it costs us to do 3. And you know, it is what it is because they've done it to me. So you start realizing quickly that this is kind of like, you have to be, so for example, one of the things that I was saying is like, hey, you're a little too high on this, and it's just way off the budget that I have. And I'll give you another example for the plumbing that we needed to do. People were coming back with outrageous numbers of like $16,000 to $20,000. Insane, outrageous work. One of the guys that came and told us, oh, it was $16,000. We looked him in the face and we were like, you're way off. That guy dropped it from $16,000 down to $10,000. Just with us just being like, hey, you're way off. So there we go, we got a new low right there. We ended up doing all of the plumbing work for around $6,000, but we also gave most of the housework to that person to come. So demolition got done. Demolition right now is running us around $8,000 because after some time, you have to come and pick up truckloads, and each truckload is $450 right now. You could get it cheaper, $400. Very unreliable, right? If they find something else, they're gonna be like, hey, get out. And you need that you need that regularly. You don't wanna show too much of what's happening, right? You don't wanna cause the neighbors to be like, hey, look at this, they have trash everywhere. You don't want that. So then the demolition happened. I don't know if you guys noticed, everything here got demoed. And I mean, under here, it was down to wood, down to just like the trusses, I think they're called. Joists or trusses. I don't know my lingo too well. So we fixed those. We fixed everything. Everything was a shell. You had to walk in each one of the wood pieces. So after all of that got done, everything got leveled, right? Then we started kind of doing the framing of the inside of these walls. So that took some work as well. That took, I forgot, that's like $5,000 or something. We framed the whole house. So once we framed the whole house, everything got framed. Then we started doing the floor, right? Because you need to level the house. You need to level the load-bearing walls. You need to reinforce them. You need to do what you need to do, and all those things. So later on, we go in. Everything is getting done, and essentially, we start doing the floors. We finished the flooring. Great, the floor got done. Then we needed to do, and before that we did plumbing. So before that we had to do plumbing. We had to run everything was destroyed. Everything was destroyed. So we brand new plumbing, brand new everything. Then we did electrical, right? So we did all the electrical for the whole house, just like what you see here. right there. The whole house got brand new electrical. Right there. Right before that, we boarded up everything. Everything got boarded up. Nobody needs to see what's going on inside. And the reason being is that you don't want people stealing, right? The second that they see that anything is open or they have some easy in-way, they're gonna rob you. There's just, these areas are usually in opportunity zones. You're gonna get robbed, okay? So just don't give anybody the option to do that to you, because it costs a lot of money and it costs a lot of time. So remember, you're racing against the time here, and each month you got to pay interest payment. That's how the hard money works. So you get the hard money, high interest rate, but you need to pay monthly. Every month is like, for me, it's $2,000. Bam, bam, bam. And you have $40,000 of your own money left from, let's say, you start with 150. 100K, you pay for your loan, everything, 20%. And then you use those 40,000 to continue fixing the house. After we fixed that, we did the framing, we did the flooring, we did the electrical, we did the plumbing, we did, let me see, what else did we do? I think that's about it. Then we started putting the sheetrock, right? Sheetrock, AC, all of that. Your money's gonna go down to like $5,000. You don't want to go any lower than that, because then obviously you're gonna get charged. And then you start going and you get, and you ask for a draw. So right there you go and you ask for a draw. And that draw is gonna be like for whatever the amount of money of the thing that you already finished. That is also added to your interest. So we went from, I got back $30,000 because we did the roof, we did the walls, we did everything, we did the joists, trusses, and everything there. I was able to get back $39,000. Boom, I get $39,000 back. We start working on everything else. That's when plastering starts happening. We needed to knock down that wall. Everything went down. Let me see what else. The rooms, everything got done. Then we need to do the concrete layer. We did the concrete layer. Everything went down. And now I need to draw again, right? So the bathrooms came out to $9,000 on labor, plus $3,000 in materials, and now plus miscellaneous stuff here and there. Let me see what else. All the frames, we had to pay someone to come and do the doors because the other handyman was taking too long. Right? Things like that. The floor, we're going for an industrial look. When I lived in downtown, I lived in a loft that was industrial. The floors were polished, and that's kind of like the look that we're going for here. That saves us a little bit of money on the tiling that we have to do. And tiles are expensive with labor. Labor, expect to pay $4 per square foot. If you get someone cheap, always try to go down to $350. $350 is right now like a good per square foot. So all of that happens, everything is good. Now we need another draw, right? Because now I have to pay the bathrooms. So today I'm paying the bathrooms. That's why I'm here. Paying the bathrooms, paying the plaster, right? This is level 1, I think. I don't know that much about construction. $3,500 for the plaster. That's plus materials. I have like $9,000 that I haven't accounted for that. This is why I need the receipts, because like that I know exactly how much everything is going to be the next time that I do a flip. Right? So now, for example, we made the calculations for the roof at $12,000, but in reality it's costing us $16,000. That right there, now the next time that I do something like this, I know it's $16,000. I'm gonna put, hey, it's gonna be $16,000. The bathrooms are gonna be around $15,000-$16,000 everything. So now we're done with this. Bathrooms are gonna get done. We've installed the final piece of the AC. I gotta pay them too, right? Because I only have half of that already paid. Once that money comes back, and that money back is gonna be like another $40,000, and then that's it, we finish.
I put the windows, which are going to be like $12,000. We're going to paint, which is like $1,500. We're going to finish up all the little electrical things, everything. Once we finish painting and we have everything set up, and the kitchen we just paid $4,500 for cabinets, black cabinets. And then we probably have to buy the quartz, which is going to be like $1,800 to $2,000. Once that is all done, if it doesn't take any much longer, then we start selling the house. Right now in the Miami market, this market specifically, we're aiming for 3 to 4 months. So if we get 3 to 4 months, that's another 2 times 4, that's another 8,000 holding costs. We're in the money. We make around $60,000 on a $150,000 investment for 7-8 months. So obviously there's money here. Was it hard? For me, no. Right, so I did it with a partner. The partner already knows exactly what they need to do. Work with the contractor. Hey, do you need to get this done? You get 50-50. So I'm just an investor. It's interesting. It's interesting to see. What you need to do in these type of places is that you need to buy correctly. If you don't buy correctly, you're done. Right off the bat. If you buy a house, for example, in this neighborhood and you buy it for $500,000 and you decide to put only $50,000 on this, your house is going to be worth $580 tops. So what ends up happening is that your realtor fees, your holding costs, probably you're going to be over budget. So $20,000, you're done. You're negative $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. So you have to be very lenient with everything. Things that went wrong, the electrician. So you have to be very careful with subcontractors, because the subcontractors, what they do is that they do everything, right? Everybody does everything in the construction world because what they're trying to do is to get money, to get by. So most of the things that happen is when people are just trying to get by. So what do I mean by that? The contractor came in and he's like, yo, I got you the electrician, $8,500. Oh, yeah, he's gonna be great. He paid the guy like $3,000. So what ended up happening is that he paid the guy $3,000. The dude came through, and he didn't tell us that it was gonna be, he was only gonna work during the weekends. This is why I'm late by 30 days, is because the guy took an extra 4 weeks. So how do you think that makes me feel when I have to pay $2,000 extra every month, and now I have to pay $2,000 extra because you decided to get your money right, and you decided to, lie to me and tell me that he was gonna finish in 1 to 5 days, 5 to 10 days. It doesn't take much to rewire a house when it's done. So now I'm losing money. So now you have to be disrespectful. Now you have to be like, I'm not gonna pay you. I don't know how you wanna do this, but you're not gonna get paid. So then people get upset, but the disrespect that happens to you is insane. So yeah, everybody thinks that you have money. Everybody thinks that it's like, hey man, it's just $2,000 for you, bro. No, it's not. This is terrible. This is like, if little things like this cost, you're gonna be at net zero. So for this one, we're looking good. We need to get this sold already, and I'm hoping to get it sold for $540 to $560. Hopefully the market has shifted and we get it for $570, $580. If we do that, man, that's gonna be amazing. That puts us at a way bigger profit margin. It gives me and my partner a lot of wiggle room for the next flip. And I don't have to touch my money anymore, right? Now I do 2 of these flips, and now we are in a whole new ballgame, right? Now we can do maybe 2 flips at a time. And that's pretty good, right? You do 2 flips at a time, 1 with your partner, 1 by yourself. You're looking around $50K for you, and then $25, $30K again. That's $80,000 in your pocket in a year. There is work, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of steps. And a lot of people have to, you have to count on a lot of people. And then you have to be very honest and you have to be very straightforward. You have to be able to, confrontational as well, right? Because people are fucking you over, but they're fucking you over in a nice way. And I don't know how to deal with that, right? So what do I mean by that? The electrician guy, right? He's like, yeah, man, we're gonna do it for so much cheaper. Oh, this is gonna be great. You're gonna have a great time. 3 weeks go by, the electrical's not done. Now you gotta come in and be like, what the fuck? Hey, you lied to me. No, I didn't lie to you. Oh, this is going great. You lied to me. Now I'm losing money. I'm not gonna pay you. Let's see what happens. And then, you know, people get upset. And then that's where the things happen. So, you know, it's just things like that. Right, like I'll give you an example. Right? Look at that. Right? I don't think that's done correctly. You know, things like that. Little things, nothing big. The doors, right? So he wants to get paid for the doors, but he hasn't put them on yet. Right, that he's not getting paid for that. The external door, I'm assuming that he already fixed it. So, you know, if it looks good, yeah, then he gets paid for it. And yeah, man, this is what it is. If you have any questions, let me know. I like showing people this because if you're getting a, if you're getting some, a way to feed your family, a way to get more money, get more income, retire quicker, I'm all for it. I like giving everybody like, hey, this is how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know. In my personal site, I'll probably post the whole sheet of what everything cost me. Right? Would I recommend this if you're buying your own house? I don't know, man. It's very, very uncomfortable. It's the work takes a lot. Right? Luckily, I have a partner that's doing it, but if you don't know it, then it becomes a problem. And yeah, man, I mean, and you have a ticking clock, right? So if you're doing this for your own house, maybe you want to get a normal loan, but the problem is that the normal loan, you're not going to get a conventional loan with the house looking in the way that it does when you buy these. But all in all, right? Like I think all in, I think it's 437, 400. Now that we're like 10K above, it's like 450. And then we're selling for 550, 560. So this is dope. This is dope. It makes a lot of sense. 8 months of work, 8 months of checking, 8 months of like making sure that everything is okay, 8 months of communication with your subcontractors, 8 months of, you know, hey, what the fuck are you charging my credit card for? This is crazy. So that's what I have to deal with today. Today I have to deal with $9,000 on expenses that we don't know where they are. We have to deal with paying him a crazy amount of money because, I mean, the work he did is good, but I was not expecting around like $3,000 worth of that. So now it's like, hey, I'm gonna pay you now. Next week, I need to do a draw, and then I want it. And then, you know, he's finishing it up, and he wants the money now, but it's like, hey, I don't have that money right now. So now it's like, I can give you the bathroom and the plaster. I'm not gonna give you the doors yet, right? The door's not done. And I'll give it to you next week when the money comes in. So it's things like that. Obviously everybody wants their money. It is what it is, right? I should have done the draw a little bit sooner, but then the bathrooms weren't done. So I can't ask for that money. So now that the bathrooms are done, now he's asking for the doors, right? So it's like, ah, come on, man. Once I see that, then boom, and then we go, and then we go. So a lot to learn, a lot to manage money, how to manage expectations, right? Trash was crazy because it just continuously piles up. And I don't think you understand how much trash there is in a house like this. So if you want like a business, is trash pickup for things that are doing these things. But then you get played, right? Because everybody's trying to do it cheap. And it's a lot of manual work, guys. It is, what I saw there was crazy manual work. So yeah,
yeah, that's it. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you want a cost breakdown, I'll probably do that later on. Once the whole thing is done and sold, I can't wait to do the full final cost breakdown and what my site did versus what it actually was. And that's it. On to the next one. After 3 of these, then I do 2 at the time, and then we go from there. So thank you and goodbye.